very good morning to one and all present here. Curiosity. It takes you everywhere. Like Einstein once said, creativity is seeing what others see and thinking what no one else would have ever thought. I take immense pleasure in welcoming you all to the Smart India Hackathon 2022. Keeping the spirit of inquisitiveness burning, I call upon Mrs. Selva Jayanti to welcome the gathering. Welcome, ma'am.
Very good morning to one and all. Today we all gathered for the Smart India Hackathon 2022. It gives me an immense pleasure to welcome you all. I would like to welcome on behalf of IIC of SNMB College of Arts and Science, our mentor, Dr. Rosen Matthew Sir, Professor Physics, Amit University, Raipur. Thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation and your kind support and guidance. It's a pleasure for us to have such a great personality among us. It's my pleasure to extend a cheerful welcome to our principal, sir, Dr. B. Subramani. I once again welcome you, sir, for Smart India Hackathon. I feel it honor to welcome all the juries, Dr. Muthukumar sir, Director of Management Studies, SNMB CAS, Dr. Gabriel Prabhu, Department of Commerce, and Dr. Arun Kumar sir from Biotech Department, and Dr. P. Indumadi ma'am from Chemistry Department, and Dr. Abel sir from Department of Computer Science. Welcome you all. I would like to welcome IIC team members and the students for the Smart India Hackathon 2022. We are extremely hopeful this event is going to be a successful event. I take it this opportunity and wish you the students do well. I welcome you all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, I take pleasure in calling upon our principal, Dr. B. Subramani, SNMB CAS. Welcome, sir, for presidential address.
Good morning. Very good morning to all the members, all connect in this connect. So, on behalf of our institution, the management principal, and the staff members, coordinator, and the in charges and juries for this event, I welcome the mentor institution professor, Dr. Roshan Matthew, who is a professor of physics in Amity University, Chhattisgarh, Raipur, for accepting our invitation and joining with us for this wonderful event, Smart India Hackathon 2022. So now we have around 5 to 6 team members from SNMB. This is the first time we are going to have such a good event, Smart Hackathon 2022. In spite, it is not an engineering related stream, it is an arts and science college. In spite, the students are very much keen in taking part in this hackathon program. We appreciate all the students for their creative and the participation. I wish all the members, students, those who are participating in this hackathon 2022, wish you all the best. I congratulate the team members, the staff member, convener as Selva Jayanti, professor, and all the other staff members in the IAC team, as well the judges from various other departments. So thank you very much for all the support you are giving it to IIC. And IIC is being continuously doing so many innovative programs in the institute. So we welcome all that and continuously to do more activities and give platform to the students those who are all very keen in that innovation ideas. So by saying this, I'll conclude. Over to the team members. The students wish you all the best. Have a wonderful Hackathon 2022. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now, I call upon Dr. Roshan Matthew, Professor of Physics, Amity University, Chhattisgarh, Raipur, Chhattisgarh, India, to give us the felicitation speech. Welcome, sir. So I request you to please unmute.
Hello, madam. Now, am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yeah. Dr. B. Subramani, sir, the principal of Sri Nehru Mahavidyalaya College of Arts and Science, Coimbatore.
Welcome.
Then Vice President Dr. Nandakumar, convener of IACC, Selva Jayanti, madam, all other head of the departments functional in the college, faculty members, students. I feel extremely happy as well as to put on record that I feel honored to be part of this internal hackathon program being organized at your campus on behalf of the Smart India Hackathon, a great initiative by IIC. Well, IIC is a wing which is getting established across many of the campuses in India, including our campus as well as your campus, under Ministry of Education's Innovation Cell. And in fact, Principal Sir, we feel honored that we got a chance to mentor you. Only difference I find from our end, being very transparent, is that we are an early bird, that's all. Okay, we started our involvement activities with IISc maybe a couple of years earlier than Nehru Mahavidyalaya, that's all. Okay, other than that, as an educational institute, the way with which, with the ethos with which we try to have a footing in the society is same for any educational institute. So with mutual respect, we would like to extend our sincere cooperation at every juncture, and whatever possible way, a sort of handholding being possible from our end, if we can serve your institution, Principal Sir, we will consider as an honor. So this is the message, the first message I would extend from Amity University, Chhattisgarh, Raipur, to Nehru Mahavidyalaya College of Arts and Science, Coimbatore, sir. Now, if I look at an educational institution, the way with which an educational institution getting established, we all try to have a footage in the society with a noble mission of imparting knowledge to the society. Okay, right? So that is the basic ethos with which we work on. But attending many of the conferences as well as meetings at national level also, we come across some sayings like our students should be job seekers and should not be simply looking at as a job seeker, but they should be a job provider. They should evolve as a job provider, and one should bring bring solutions which is out of box. Okay, generally people don't think about it, but I feel from my end that we should go a step ahead. Okay, primary duty of any individual or an institution, I foresee, is that nothing but it is with a noble attitude and approach of serving the society. Even if I am an entrepreneur, our students who are currently studying in our campuses, if at all they evolve to be an entrepreneur in due course of time, okay, serving all these approaches of being a job provider also, but basically our approaches should be oriented in serving the society. Okay, and then what is the mode for that? Okay, so what I foresee is that picking up some socially relevant problems which existing in the society and finding solutions for that. That's the approach with which any even research level problems we pick up in due course of time, whether it is pure science also, okay, right, where people are working or our faculty members are working in domain horizons in their respective fields. When we look at the ultimately either the work which is novel as well as to pure its heart, the problems we select may broaden the horizons of that particular field which each and every faculty member or the student community working in that area. Ultimately, it should turn out to be serving the society. And through this hackathon events, being initiated through Ministry of Education Innovation Cell and IASC, promoted by AICTE, before the students, they are coming up with certain problem statements, okay, hundreds of problem statements, and they pick up these problem statements and try to come out with solutions. But I won't say that they are being forced to bring in out of box solutions. No, that is not the way I conceive things. I conceive it in such a way that they bring about solutions by making their own boxes. Okay, a unique solution is what their contributions coming out to the problem. Okay, and then try to evolve out solutions for that. And there, the support they are getting is with the tools which they generally come across, encounter in our regular day-to-day teaching classes. IT-enabled solutions they come up with. Artificial intelligence and machine learning processes they get exposed to. If that can be imbibed into their solution finding approaches as a tactical tool, that will enable many of the solutions which our society is very much in need of. Okay, right? So that is how I look in. And principal sir, the vice president sir, as well as the convener of Nehru Mahavidyalaya, I am very much eager into the solutions being presented, picked up by the students with the support of faculty members of the among the problem statements our student groups have supported. I am looking inward towards the going of the day, how things are getting discussed and evolved out. At our campus, we have got an experience of 2 sessions, 2 internal hackathon, and our students have been successful enough to compete in an earlier year nationally, and they could fetch first prize in one of the solutions to the automobile industry problems associated with specifically I'm quoting Mahindra industry. So that way our students we could mentor. Our mentors as faculty members, we find ourselves fortunate to be in fact getting associated with our student teams when they move ahead for participating in hackathons. And I wish the very best principal sir and all other colleague members of this particular event. And I look forward to how these things are evolving beyond the internal hackathon being arranged and executed at your college. I once again wish all the faculty members and the student members being a part of this internal hackathon the very best. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Now, shall we start with the hackathon presentation? I request the jury to get ready, and I also welcome all the students who are present here and to get ready with their presentation. Firstly, I call upon lot number 1, conquerors, led by Mohanapriya P.
Rahul.
I request the team leader to introduce your team and your team members.
If the audio is not connected, someone can help them.
Yes, sir.
In the meantime, they can introduce the teams. There are 5 teams and the team members. Meantime, they can introduce them.
So, shall I introduce something? So the idea and approach of PPT is identifying slow learners and disabled children for remedial teaching, using assistive technology to educate the special children, innovating identification mechanisms which select slow learners and to help them with assistive teaching. So,
ஹெட்ஃபோன் போட்டிருக்காங்க ஆனால் வாய்ஸ் கேட்கல.
எதுவும் பதட்டமாட்டாங்க பேச்சு.
இப்போ ஃபர்ஸ்ட் லைன்லேருந்து ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணுங்க, ஒன்றும் ப்ராப்ளம் இல்லை. மெதுவாக பேசுங்க.
the main idea and approach of our PPT is to identify slow learners and disabled children for remedial teaching. Here we are going to identify the disabled students and going to categorize them and also going to help them to educate through assistive technology. First, let's categorize the disabled children into 4 categories. First, dyslexia. Dyslexia means disability to read or identify the text. Those children cannot easily identify text or color anything. They can't identify because their brain works very slow as compared to us. Next is attention defective hyperactive disorder. This is the disorder based on the concentration. They cannot concentrate on any one thing at the same time. They will concentrate on more than 2 or 3 things. That's it. Next, dyscalculia. This is the difficulty the students face for numbers or mathematical terms. They can't identify or easily memorize the mathematical terms. Dysgraphia, the fourth category, difficulty in holding pens and their posture. This is based on the physical ability of the student. So before seeing the next slide, let's see what is assistive technology. Assistive technology is any device, software, or equipment help people work around challenges. Through assistive technology, we are going to identify the disabled students and categorize them and also help them to overcome the difficulties. Assistive technology should be chosen based on specific needs and not their disability. Each assistive technology is designed with a specific objective, therefore choosing the right technology for right purpose is necessary. Next. Wow. The assistive technology used for dyslexia. Dyslexia means those children having difficulty in identifying the letters or numbers, anything. So these are the technologies we are going to use for those children. First, speech recognition software. This software will automatically recognize what the children are saying. It will it will recognize and it will speak it out again. Text to speech, it will scan the text and it will convert into speech so that the children will hear it again and again and they will obviously identify it. Mind mapping software is nothing but making a map for the children to make them understand what to do and when to do. Spell checkers is used for checking the spells that is being wrote by those children. Next, AD for assistive technology for ADHD. Block task, Wonderlist and Mind X. These three are based on mind mapping. Learning Alley. Learning Alley is nothing but this will help the children with audio. It will it's like this. Assistive technology for dyscalculia. So first is math software, visual flashcards. These both are very inexpensive. They are just a card that will be used with cartoons or any image that will help the students to identify the mathematical terms through images. Electronic math worksheet. This is nothing but like Excel sheets that will help them to perform the same task again and again so that they will be more understandable in that. Math software with voice recognition. This is also a math worksheet which is used with voice recognition. Like if you type anything, it will speak it out loud. So it will be easier for the students to understand the terms. Next, AD for processing. Dysgraphia. Dysgraphia means they are not able to hold a pen or their posture, something like that. So first, pencil grip. Pencil grip is a device that will hold the hands of the children with that pencil. Next, while rule notebooks. These notebooks are filled with lines which are too wide because these children cannot write the letters in a sequence. They will use different cases. They will their handwriting will not be that clear or easy to understand. So that will level down their confidence. By using while notebooks, it will boost the confidence of the students. Whiteboard with dry eraser marker, it's like normal board which will be placed on their lap. They can, the only advantage of using this is they can erase it again and again and use it very easily. Dictation speech to the text. So this tool is used for students. They will speak it and the text will be typed in the computer. Digital typewriters are same as this. Use of computer tablets by typing. Use of computer tablets by typing and note taking applications or some applications which will scan the text and it will be shown there. Next, abstract the purpose. Abstract the purpose of this PPT is to identify the disabled students, their abilities and difficulties and learning and help them to develop assistive technology. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Mohanapriya. The juries are requested to ask questions.
Yes, sir. Sir, our project is to identify the disabled children, those who can't speak or write or with physical disabilities. We will identify them and we will help them with assistive technology. Assistive technology
products or some kind of software.
software and it can be also be methods or technologies also. So assistive technology consists of three things, maybe a tool or a software or normal methods that we use to boost those children.
To begin with, what is the software or the tool you are planning to make it ready? To begin with, you have got a lot of ideas. Like you are creating software, voice recognition, or auto text. A lot of software you are say when you are doing something. So, what is that you are going to develop?
First, we are going to identify the children, sir. Then, according to their disabilities, we will make it.
We have some idea. What are the disabilities that normally students will have? So, accordingly, you are planning to. So, what is that first you will start with? You will start with the software, or you will go for.
No, sir. We will start with the methods. Methods first. We will try out with that. If it is not possible, then we will go for the next step. That is the technology softwares. Softwares will be our last product, sir. First, we will go with the methods. Next, with those products. Some products are very inexpensive, so that one. If that doesn't work, then we will go with softwares.
What product do you have? First.
First is the text-to-speech concept.
So, medical security. It's a good idea. How far can be educated or it can be practiced?
Sir, special training should be given to the tutors, sir, because these children, they are suffering a lot and they want to educate, but they are not able to. Even the parents are also looking for schools like that.
Yes. You need to create an awareness on you have to create an awareness on that one. And you have to implement step by step, as Sir told. Maybe you are going to plan for first one, second one, third one. For that, you have planned accordingly. So, all the best.
No, not at all. So there are a lot of products already available in
Yes, sir.
for this kind of specialty. So how you are going to pitch your product? Because you are going to compete with the big companies. So they have already got softwares. Already, there are a lot of companies. In what way you think that your product will be totally different from them?
Maybe at starting stage we will produce it, we will provide it at a lower rate, sir. So after getting our customers, then they can know the advantage of the product first. After knowing that, they will automatically come to us.
That is the strategy you are going to
Yeah.
be selling at lower price.
Lower price, yeah.
Want to create more customers. So how good is your team technically to prepare a software?
But I don't know, sir, but we will surely do it.
Okay. So many of you having a computer science background.
Yes, sir. Sir, all of us are from CU.
Are you really convinced that you are capable of developing a software or an application?
Yes, sir. Yes.
What about the other side? Preparing tools, are you having competence in that area?
Maybe, sir, but if not possible, then we will purchase it from somewhere and we will resell it, sir. That is what we can do.
Right. So it's a really good idea because there are a lot of children with this kind of disability. So you should understand any business, you can make money, you can able to solve somebody's problem. Okay. So others' problems, you know, that way there are a lot of people, our parents have this kind of specialty. And this is a good thing. And it also helps the society, you know, because those section of people, especially students, are not in the mainstream because of their difficulties. So maybe you can start thinking about this idea. You want to launch, it is like more like a package. You're having so many softwares to be developed and so many tools to be developed. Maybe I'll suggest you to start with a mobile app. A small mobile app where students can practice the mathematics or they can practice the pronunciation or practice their learning ability. Maybe you can identify one particular disability, like a difficulty, not a disability. Right? Dyslexia or something. So that student can try to develop. I mean, developing mobile app is not that expensive. So with your competency, so that we please launch and we try to promote it among the school children and we try to reach the parents also to see how that works and to what extent it is accepted by the parents children, to what extent it is effective. Then probably you can use that as a base to develop software policy. It's always smart. So think this idea will work instead of having so many ideas. You can work parallelly, but you start with a small mobile app that you can easily download free of cost, and students can use it for practicing, especially this kind of stuff. You try to market it and see how it works. That will be a lot of learning to move forward with your project. So, do you have any prototype now with you? So, just an idea. Good. Okay. Please, sir.
What are the features of
This is feature of our PPT idea.
compared to other?
So the only thing is, it is more service than business, sir. But obviously it is business, but we are based on service motives. Business based on service motives. Increase balance between normal people and break the same. Maybe we will provide all three things like methods, tools, and softwares at a package or something like that.
Have you checked whether that has been practiced somewhere else?
Yes, sir. It is already practiced outside India, sir. In India, it's not practiced that much.
What kind of disabilities they are practicing?
So disabilities is all over the world, but the technologies are not influenced in our country. It is only used in the other countries. Even it is available in Amazon too, but they don't have the awareness of that.
Thank you. All the best.
Thank you.
You shall get it for photo. Photo then?
I thank the jury panel for your questions. Now I would request our mentor, Dr. Roshan, to raise his question.
Let the next presentation come in, madam. Okay, right?
Yes, sir. Thank you. I thank and congratulate the conquerors. Now I call upon lot number 2, Unique Squad, led by Jasir A. Lot number 2, Unique Squad, led by Jasir A.
Good morning to all. I'm Jasir. This is our team from Jasir and Jaivis. We have taken a theme about transportation and logistics. In that theme, the problem was about cities, resources, transportation, and logistics. The solution is just a part of the small part. We have it's about data senses like that, traffic senses data like this.
The solution wouldn't bring an end to the problem, but it will definitely make it better. So let's go to the presentation. So we live in a city where traffic is one of the main issues. Right from when we come in the morning to our college and when we leave college and when we go back home, traffic is something that's playing an important role in a way that brings suffer to us. So we're going to look, so what can we do? What can we do to bring an end to it, or at least to make it better for us, at least to make navigation through the city easier? We came up with an app. I mean, we actually have an idea for an app which is associated with the software, just like Arogya Setu. So this idea has been carried out by the government during the COVID crisis. Especially, they took census. That is, they went from home to home asking for the temperatures and asking for blood pressure, diabetic patients. They have a big database on who had COVID and who is actually affected by COVID and who has the chances of getting COVID. So that was a census. And another example for census is gene therapy. So when you look at gene therapy, there is Human Genome Project. They have carried out a gathering of all the genes that are present in human, and they have a library for that. The same way, when it comes to the pandemic, they have Arogya Setu app. It's somewhat similar to Arogya Setu, and in that portal, there are questionnaires. There are a lot of questions, and it's basically an online way of conducting the survey. So we applied the same principle to deal with traffic. So here, what happens is when you come from your home to college, there'll be a lot of factors that affect your time travel. There is maybe they're building bridges, or maybe there is an accident, a lot of factors like that. So we are basically cutting off, at least controlling factors like that. So we're basically taking surveys of the routes that is frequently used road routes, and we are making software for that. That is just like Arogya Setu, and we're basically we're not deviating the traffic, but we are cutting the factors out. That is, if you're building, we're going to give timings for heavy truck lorries, and we're going to allot specific timings and road routes for specific vehicles for specific amount of time. So the picture right there, it talks about the routes. So when you have a picture like that, it's actually, when you have a representation like that, it's actually easier to navigate through your plan. So our app is going to be connected to a software along with the website where people can actually attend the survey online. And according to the survey, we're going to separate the routes, and we're not going to mess with the roads and all that. But then we're going to redirect the paths and to just make sure that the traffic is less. So if you're building bridge from Ukkadam to Attapalam, then during that time, during the time of rushes, the bridges won't be meddled with. And when there is less traffic, the building can go on. That's a simple example. Thank you. Yes.
Presentation concentrated on the traffic rules. The need of the for everyone. So, probably you know that whenever someone highlighted the rules, for example, they come and down, they are in they are not, they violate the rules. Whether that kind of campaign seems to be
There are speed cameras. So there are speed cameras on the roads, and it will obviously be connected to the government's app. So it'll automatically take a rapid picture of the number plate and the person driving. So they'll automatically be fined for whatever they violate.
Okay, actually, your app will tell what kind of details that someone, if someone violates such kind of traffic rules.
Data about the government and management can
Okay. Because as you told that creating a bridge in a what to say, in a not in a crowded time, creating a bridge in some way not in a crowded time. Okay. So how will you manage that one? How can it can be implemented? Any ideas on that one? You had a prototype. And how could you implement it?
But the traffic is about when we are come to college, it's 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. like that particular. That time will be rest, and school time will be 8 to 9. That part will be. So after 10 and 11, the traffic will be clear.
Okay. So we have planned for on that time.
Resting for resting.
But it is a challenging thing that you need to still more develop exact how to do it, how to implement it, okay, on the society. Okay, good approach. Yes.
You identified a problem because traffic, problem everywhere. What way your idea or the product is different from my existing? So you are, from your presentation, I can understand that you are going to come up with a solution for the congestion traffic management. Mainly, you will be able to find the best routes and divert during the peak time so that the traffic will be not. So what is you can have it. Not. Is it audible? Okay. So, in what way your product is different from Google Maps?
Google Maps is just showing the routes, but we are saying this is the data about the transportation and traffic to that.
So, I'm given to understand that Google Maps uses the mobile phones to judge what is the amount of traffic in a particular route.
People, sir, Google Maps. But this is our plan is for the government. They can manage the traffic patterns, jamming patterns.
So how you will measure the traffic in a particular route?
So we have surveys. We have surveys, sir. For initial step is to conduct the survey in our app, because all the people, it will be like an open portal, just like CoWIN for vaccination.
So you will launch an app that using that application, you will be doing survey among the large number of people. Okay. So based on their suggestion, you will come out with some kind of solution that you want to provide.
Not only surveys, but we can take all people, like census.
Right. Okay. So if you want to convert this into business, do you think that you'll be able to make money out of this idea?
So I don't think the aim of this is to make money. I think it's to make the actual crisis, which is very serious, a little more subtle.
Okay. So your, objective is great because you want to give some kind of solution to the society's problem like traffic. But still, if you want to if you want to sustain your efforts, you need money. So only when you're able to generate money, you'll be able to continue with the project running kind of that. Okay. So this needs to be converted into a model where you'll be able to generate some amount of money out of this idea. Okay. So only then you'll be able to sustain this idea, or you can implement it. So without a revenue model, we cannot sustain it for a longer period. Okay. So probably you can think about some kind of mobile apps. So that will show in real time when I'm just a passenger, I'm driving my car in a particular route. So if your app can help me, what is the amount of traffic that in that particular route presently, and if your app can suggest me what are the other possible routes that I can take and I can save time. So that is where a lot of money is available. So if you can develop such a kind of an application, even a mobile app or some kind of that, then you will be able to market it, sell it, and you can generate a lot of amount of money. Okay, it's a good idea, but think a little deeper. Try to come up with a model which can generate some kind of revenue where it will sustain this idea for a longer period of time. Right? All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
How you will be communicating to the government? Like, as you said, you are going to develop an app. So that app is going to communicate which area you have traffic and those things. How the communication will be done?
As we can use it as a public app.
Okay.
So when it is getting popular, the government uses, and we can
how the communication will be sent to the government. Do you have any idea about that? How you are going to communicate to the government, as you said? So this particular area has a lot of traffic. So how we are going to communicate? How our system is going to communicate? Is it based on GPS or cameras?
So we have
So any way to capture the data, right? I'm asking any way to capture, or people will be like you can see in common example. Usually in their FM and all, FM radio and all, they used to announce this particular road is blocked due to this particular accident or something like that. So people will came to know. So like that, how we are going to get the data, like something is blocked or something. Using some GPS cameras and all, so you can even fix some cameras. So by at main locations, prime locations where usually traffic occurs, so we can get the data. So how we are going to? I'm asking how we are going to get the data and send it to the government. But yeah, you can use some CCTV cameras or using some several apps. People can also key in their data. Exact GPS and also. So some way to communicate. You have to think about how we are going to communicate. Your problem is good. The idea is also good. So you have to think about various ideas. So if an idea fail, what I am going to do? What is the next other possible way it will success? So think about various ideas and implement which one is feasible. Good idea. Good idea. Good. Thank you. All the best.
I thank the unique squad for your presentation. Now I call upon lot number 3, the challengers, led by Abhirami S. Lot number 3, the challengers.
A very good morning to one and all present here. I am Abhirami here to represent our team challenges. Here is Ashwini, Dinesh, Muhammad Fazil, Mubashira Banu, and Soundarya in our team.
Now I'm going to present a project on behalf of my team.
So we have chosen disaster management as a team, and our problem, we have given a problem to develop a oxygen cylinder which is in lightweight and have more capacity of oxygen in it. So still now, for the manufacturing of oxygen cylinder, iron and steel was used. So we had an idea of changing the material. So now we have introduced a material, aerospace grade aluminium and nanofibers for making the aluminium cylinders. This aluminium can hold a pressure up to 30 to 40,000 psi pressure, so that the oxygen will not leak or the cylinder won't burst. Normally, for an oxygen cylinder, for the patients, only 50 psi pressure is given. So the aluminium can hold up to 45,000 psi. So we can use that. And nanofibers, nowadays nanotechnology is increasing, and we have so many developments using the nanotechnology. So we have an idea of using the nanofibers also. In this technique, we use Psi Cryogenic Technique and nanotechnology. So PSI technique is nothing but pressure swing adsorption technique. In this zeolite, first of all, I will explain the PSI. In this, 2 cylinders will be using, so that's why it is called a swing adsorption. So adsorbent will be the zeolite. Here, when we pass the dry air, the zeolite will not allow the other gases to pass through it. Only oxygen will be passed through it. Because it has force, it acts as a sieve. Here we have oxygen as a 0.299 nanometers only. But other gases will be more than 0.300 nanometers in size. So zeolites will not allow the other gases to pass through it. Only oxygen will be passed through the pores. So after that, in this, we have 2 cylinders, and the process continues for a long time. First, the dry air is passed through the valve 1 for the cylinder 1, and after that, when the nitrogen pressure increases, automatically the valve closes and the valve of the second cylinder opens. So the process alternatively continues, and we can use this for a long time. The start time will be only 5 minutes to 3 minutes. So we can use this PSA technique for a long time. But if we use the cryogenic technique, there will be only one cylinder and there will be only one pathway, so that we have to start again, and it takes nearly 32 hours to start the next process. So if we use the PSA technique, we can obtain more oxygen. Next is in this cryogenic technique, the air will pass through the air filter and the compressor, and then it will be cooled by the liquid nitrogen, and in the separator, the carbon dioxide will be released as a dry ice, and then it will go through the expansion turbine, where the expansion takes place, and the liquid, where the gases will be converted into liquid state, and then it will pass through the air distribution column. Here, we know that nitrogen has a low boiling point of minus 995 degrees Celsius, and argon has minus 185 degrees Celsius, and oxygen has the minus 183 degrees Celsius. So oxygen will be left over at the bottom, so we can collect the oxygen easily. Here for PSA technique, manpower is less and compared to the cryogenic property, and also time duration is very less, and the size of the equipments used in the PSA technique is very smaller, so that we can use it wherever we want. But in cryogenic technique, the equipment size also will be large, and we need a lot of manpower. And we plan to make oxygen cylinders in a variety of ways. First of all, we will be using aluminum cylinders as a material. And nowadays, we know if we visit a hospital, patients will be having the oxygen supply. But sometimes the patients won't mind that, and they will just remove the mask. But the oxygen supply will be there. So there is a wastage of oxygen. So what we can do is, and also, not only in hospitals, other places also, there is a loss of oxygen. Now, at this pandemic situation, in COVID situation, we had a oxygen supply issue. So to reduce that, we can also use like a spray technique, in which like an inhaler. We use inhaler only when we are in need. So like that, we can use the oxygen when we are in need. In that, we will be spraying the oxygen so that we can take that and utilize that. In this, we will be using the liquid oxygen and also as a solid oxygen. So in liquid oxygen, the liquid oxygen is made at minus 183 degrees Celsius, and in solid, we have minus 218 degrees Celsius. The oxygen will be made into solid and liquid, so that we can use in various ways. And that's all. And this project can be helpful for the patients, the mountaineers who travel a lot, and also mainly it is for the army people, because a lot of army people, the soldiers, die because of the lack of the oxygen in their first aid kit. So the problem which was given to us is to give the oxygen cylinder, which is lightweight and portable for them, with a large quantity, along with the first aid kit. The main thing was the oxygen. So we can also produce the oxygen cylinders in a very small size, like a perfume bottles or the room spray, so that they can be kept in the first aid kit also. So that is our motto. Thank you.
we have some technical idea about what we are or planning to manufacture oxygen cylinder with oxygen, or we are going to market only the cylinder paper.
Both.
What are the various types of cylinders you are going to produce? Do you have any idea? Are you going to produce of this size?
Depending upon the need, we will be giving the oxygen cylinders. If it is for the hospitals, we will be giving in a larger quantity. If it is for troops to carry, we will be giving in the small quantity according to their use.
You were explaining about two technologies. One is
PSA and
PSA and another one is cryogenic technology. What technology you are planning
PSA
to adopt
techniques.
to manufacture? Okay, so PSA technology you are. So do you know what will be the cost of the technology to get
No,
it?
sir. But PSA is less costlier than the cryogenic. We don't know the exact cost of the PSA.
Okay. So this needs to be implemented. You need a production facility. Okay, so you have some idea now how much cost it will be involved in creating a production facility.
We are also planning for the nanotechnological facility. But if it is done experimentally only, we can know whether the material suits or not. So someone is willing to accept the project, we will be doing.
Okay. You are looking for funding. So somebody is accepting your project and probably will be able to support this. But if you want to present this idea for a funding agency, or if you apply for funding either from the government agencies or private investors, probably we should go with a complete business plan. Like what is the product and how much cost involved in setting up a production facility, what is the kind of technology that you want to have, and whether the technology is available with you, otherwise you have to buy the technology from somebody. And above all, whatever we do for making profit. Okay, so what is the market potential?
So market potential now, it is the value of the oxygen cylinders are high only, sir. Just because of the this pandemic COVID situation, and in Delhi also due to it, there was nearly a month they sold the oxygen cylinders for nearly thousands of rupees for a small quantity of oxygen. Nearly for 2 liters of oxygen, they paid nearly 6,000 to 7,000. They paid.
That potential
will not be permanent potential. COVID may be over by another 1 year or 2 years. We don't know. But whether it will come, and even if it is going to come in another wave, only during that particular period we will be able to make revenues. Okay, so if you think of revenue model where you will be able to generate revenue throughout the year continuously. So you, while explaining, you just spelled out an idea. Earlier time, sometime back, Delhi was having a big problem with air quality. Because of that air pollution, people were not able to breathe, and schools and colleges have to be shut down for a particular period of time. So maybe that can be a better idea, right? Okay, so you will be able to give some portable where people can carry easily. So whenever they feel difficult to breathe, probably they can use it. And that is going to happen because now slowly after many cities in China, in India, many cities are falling under that category where the air quality is continuously degrading year after year. Now it is Delhi, and more or less in future there will be more cities that will be added to this list, like Bangalore, Kolkata. There will be a lot of cities, Mumbai also, will fall under this category because the air quality is decreasing year after year. So you can think in that lines also. So where we can create some kind of hand portable or can be carried in a handbag kind of that. So whenever they need, they can have a small kind of thing. And also you can think about setting pure oxygen or pure air. Like charging points we have. Similarly, you can have that kind of area. You can think. So whenever you think about a project, the project should be able to generate revenues all around the year. So we cannot depend only on pandemic. And if pandemic is over, then what is the future of your project?
For the mountains, farming is also being used. So they
we are just.
So in that segment already there are a lot of competitors. So a lot of people who are already manufacturing. What will be your USP? Now, how different will be your oxygen cylinders compared to the competitors who are already supplying to this segment, mountaineering, scuba
It's an
diving?
iron steel. It is very. They feel the consumer feels the product is very. We have
Heavy.
it's very
Okay.
heavy. So our motor is to use the cylinders which is lightweight and have the capacity also. If we have we just plan to like an inhaler that we are producing it for 200 grams. It contains nearly 6 liters of 6 to 8 liters of oxygen. So like that. So the weight will be also representative. Having
So that is good. Probably the end users to whom you want to develop, if you rethink, then probably you can make it a sustainable business model. All of this.
So Abhirami and team, it's a good idea. And a portable oxygen cylinder in our bag is like a good idea, because it's a need of the hour also, because we have increasing pollution problems. So we have both in transport sectors as well as because of the deforestation, we also have some pollution problems also. Okay. So oxygen requirement is really need one thing. Okay. And also when you talked on hospital usage of oxygen, we need to also check the safety aspects, because spraying oxygen is something like something new to me, because everybody used to inhale oxygen in a limited amount, but spraying oxygen is something new to me. So you have to also check it in that aspect also. Do you have any type of protocol that this much only you need to spray, you need to inhale? Something you have that aspect? Spraying of oxygen?
spraying means here we mention like an inhaler only. So when there is a need, they can still get. The method will be like a spraying method, but it is like an inhaler only.
Inhaler only. Okay, you have to implement, and when you also, as rightly said, that you have to think about how you can able to get profit in this, and how we can able to generate revenue in this one. Because it's a good idea, you need to implement it. Okay. So all the best for your team.
Aluminum is light and weight. The reaction rate is always when compared to other materials, aluminum reacts little bit takes time for the reaction. So we just chose aluminum as the material. We thought of
can you study any disadvantages of aluminum synthetic?
Aluminum synthetic. We are using aluminum.
Aluminum.
Liquid not to solid, ma'am. It has two different things, ma'am. One is in inhalers we use solid like crystals, ma'am. So in that way also we will be producing a cylinder, solid oxygen. Solid in minus 218 degrees Celsius, solid oxygen is present. So we can use that. And in another cylinder we can give a liquid oxygen in minus 183 degrees Celsius. We can give liquid oxygen also separately. We're not converting liquid to solid or liquid to liquid. We're just giving them a liquid oxygen and solid oxygen. Thank you.
PS கோட் சொல்லிட்டு அதுக்கப்புறம் ப்ராப்ளம் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் சொல்லி ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணுங்க. சரியா? ப்ரெசன்டேஷன்ல ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஸ்லைட்ல மேலே போட்டிருக்கீங்களா ஒரு கோடு?
Thank you, challengers. Now I call upon lot number 4, the Cheras, led by Gayatri Y. Lot number 4, I call upon Sheraz.
Good morning to one and all present here. Myself Gayatri. My team name is Chera. She is Mr. Ranjit, Miss Saranya, Lavanya, Miss Ramisa. We are came here today to present the problem statement of government of Maharashtra that they are setting the smart attendance system. We are came here for smart education. Yes. This is the problem statement. The government of Maharashtra is not field code is OS 871. The government of Maharashtra has said that students are not attending the class properly. They are not regularly attending their classes, so they have to inform that to their parents correctly. Next slide. In today's generation, smart attendance system is required by school and colleges. It reduces the burden. It teaches to record attendance each and every day manually. Teachers can't attend that manually to the daily. Their attendance system will be used in ERP system, Enterprise Resource Planning. This system will help to student database in the collective manner in the app. We have chosen one app for that ERP system. In that, student databases will all be required. To reduce the burden and stress of the teachers, ERP system can be used. Enterprise Resource Planning, school and colleges web application is one of the kind application. This is one-time investment application, so it can be very useful to other colleges, schools also. It integrates all the modules and functionalities of schools and college system on a single system. It is a single-time system and one-time investment, so it is also based on the business enterprises. It is a one-time investment for firm, and one system can be used for various purposes. It is also it can record and maintain proper details of every student. For example, if one student is having their database, we are collect from the admission period. We should collect the data. In that, they will have the date of birth and other facilities in the colleges. Attendance system is must for not at all present in this class, but they are absent. That information should be passed to parents. This is the main thing. First thing that information should go for parents. This is our motive. Other than attendance, it can be used for other viewing timetables, exam details, results, etc. The college details about exam details, time, events, what celebration they are doing, what all projects they are doing, and what all classwork they are doing. All statements will be recorded to their parents correctly. It can also be used for other details like structure of the college, assignment, seminars, project study materials, hostel details, record feedbacks, send holiday timetable, events dates and event details, even some important text messages to parents. Students will not report there to directly to parents. So teachers can't able to import them. So it is very useful to do. That's it. Next slide, please. ERP system can not only used for attendance, but it can also used for other purposes as mentioned below. As I said, they have given all the facilities about the colleges and schools because students not at all attending the class properly. This ERP system that students can barcode right in the attendance ID card itself, they can enter in the class by the use of barcode. If entering the class, the attendance system will gain. This will help to not only for school and colleges to make use of ERP system effectively and productively. It can be one-time investment for a company. So it is also for a business basis. So it is be low cost only. It will enhance student reporting. It will enhance daily routine of the student reporting. It will give a better customer service. It will be user-friendly and comfortable to parents and teachers to know about their students. One system can be used for attendance as well as many other purposes. So this is helpful for Maharashtra. In our opinion, Maharashtra can use this ERP system to reduce the burden. That's it.
So the problem is the students are not coming to class.
Yes, sir. Not even attending the class properly.
You are coming to the year. Students will be monitored.
Yes, sir.
And it can be communicated to the parents.
Yes, sir.
That's what your parents.
The important thing is they are not at all coming to class, and that is secondary, sir. First, they should report to the parents. They should report to the parents that your student is not in the class. That report message should be go to parents. This ERP system will take care of it.
Okay. But you should try to understand the problem in a better way, I think so. Because the problem is students are not coming, first of all, first hand to the classroom. So maybe there may be a lot of other reasons why they're not able to come. Maybe because of this pandemic, parents might have lost their revenues and students need to work to support their family, kind of that. So I couldn't get you the real problem. What is the problem? Are they in need of an ERP system to monitor the attendance? Or the real problem is students are not coming to schools? What is the problem?
So they are coming, but not at all attending the class. In Maharashtra, they are coming, but not attending. They are bunking the classes. They are not attending properly.
Is that the problem?
Is that the problem, sir?
Okay.
Their
So do you think that ERP will be able to solve that problem?
It is a sort of problem on this side. This app, it have a biometrics, sir. We are fixing then only the student will enter into the system. When they are entering, present agreement.
Okay. So this will be directly communicated to the parents. So what is the kind of technology you need to implement the system?
It is some type of app only, sir. Software app.
Okay. So how competent is your team to develop that software?
We are developing, sir. We will learn coding and we'll develop a app. We can develop.
Existing already, lot of ERP systems are there. So how you are going to differentiate your product?
Differentiating by giving all the details about the students, sir.
Already existing lot of ERP systems are there. So they are providing all this information. How we are going to communicate? Like today is who is going to mark the attendance for the particular hour?
The mentors.
Teachers. So they will be entering it in the system. After entering, how you are going to communicate it to the parents?
Daily routine things, sir. Whatever the students they are doing, they will inform that in a.
Okay. It will be sent through SMS or which way you are going to?
By the way of their language.
Okay.
Voicemail, SMS.
So every hour you are going to send information
Every
or
hour
the whole day?
Current only the attendance, sir. But today's performance will be collected to the evening.
Collectively sent as a SMS. Have you studied any other similar products available in the market? I understand ERP is the best. Have you studied? No, you are going to develop a new model. So have you studied the existing systems already available in the market? Already a lot of ERPs are there. You are going to develop a new model. So have you studied any existing systems available?
Biometrics. The space
Biometric is a different idea. So you have a lot of ideas. So you have to conclude which idea you are going to implement. Biometric is a different thing, barcode is a different thing, and the entering attendance system is a different thing. So there are many ways to send particular information to the system and from system to the particular parent. You have to think which idea you are going to follow and which one is the best way. So there are a lot of things there. So already you have already a lot of ERP systems are available. So you are going to give a solution means you should tell your product should have a unique property. So already existing a lot of softwares are there, ERPs are there. So there is no need to buy a new, develop a new thing which is already existing. So if we are trying to tell a new solution for a particular problem, we have to tell the uniqueness. So our ERP system has this particular features which is not available in the existing system. So then only you can say your thing is a new innovation, new idea.
So it should be a cost-effective new idea. At the same time, it should be a new innovation. Existing ERPs are there. So your product should tell that it is a new idea as well. So think about it. And there are a lot of ways. As you said, biometric is there, and entering attendance is there. A lot of ways are there. What is the solution you have to tell? To think and work on it.
Software is providing all the facilities. Just you go through that, then what are the things in the scan, you can rectify through your software.
Particular area, with any kind of statistical reports you have?
No, sir. They are putting, sir. Instead of government of Maharashtra had this, sir.
Okay, they have allotted that one. Right. So as I told that, if any kind of ease of doing something like that way, then it will be very convenient for you, like a mobile app or something like that way. It will be still more convenient. It could overcome the challenges in the existing ERPs. Okay. So all the best. Thank you.
I thank and congratulate Sheras for their performance, for their presentation. Now I call upon lot number 5 peak performers led by Muthulakshmi M. Lot number 5 peak performers.
Good morning to all. I'm Muthulakshmi. Good morning to all. I'm Muthulakshmi. Our team name is Peak Performance. I introduce our team members: Bavatarani, Abdul Kalam, Simon Jose, Priyadarshini. We have chosen our PS code is RV1248. We have chosen disaster management as theme, in which we have chosen the topic good quality of foods or fresh foods which can be stored for a longer time. Now, our team member Bavatarani is going to explain our idea. First, our approach is using freeze-dried powder products instead of tender food products for troops. Because our troops are eating tender food products, so they can so they are have some of the disease like abdominal diseases, etc. So the techniques so for freeze dry products, we can convert the food products into powder method. The first is lyophilization process. In this lyophilizer, we have having vortex, freezing, vacuum, heat, and condensation. In freezing, we just freeze the product in minus 50 degrees Celsius, and then vacuum in vacuum we have freeze the product into heat method, and then condensation is we just we are in then heat we just go to back to solid state, and then for process first is solidification. We just freeze the method, and then by the process of solubilization that is solid method is going to vapor method without the liquid process. So the solidification first method is first is 95 to 99 degree of water is having, and then the vacuum 5 to 10 percentage of water. At that the last of process dissolvation 1 to 2 percentage of water only contained. So the steps involved is freezing, primary drying stage, secondary drying, and then packing. Freezing stage, and then primary drying is the time duration is 10 to 24 hours, and then the secondary drying stage is 8 to 10 hours is finished. And then freeze dried food processing. If we take an example for apples, first just peel it, and then cutting into chops. So just we just have a container in that lyophilizer, and then just within the time period the lyophilizer products apple is to be fully dried up, no moisture content is there. And then the packing process is with amplifillers in a bottles with a tight containers. So the uses cases is troops, soldiers, mountaineers, and home daily uses. This the main theme is just storage is how long we just store the products.
Find a solution for storing food during disaster time, or okay. So whatever technology you described, that is the technology you are using going to use. Okay.
Lyophilizer. So another lyophilizer is cost thing, but it is okay. But another method is liquid nitrogen. But it's easy.
That is fine. So you are trying to give a solution during the disaster times that people will be able to get some
military
food.
purpose.
Okay. And disasters don't happen regularly. Okay, so it happens once in a while at unexpected times. Disasters don't announce in prayer that it is going to happen and come. So all disasters that is happening in this world, it's surprise events to everyone. So if you are going to look this as a solution for disasters, so how will you decide how much to produce and keep in stores, and when the disaster will strike? So how we are going to manage it?
Not only in disaster time, it's also used for troops, soldiers, army peoples.
So because they used only tinned products. Instead of we just make it in fresh vegetables, fruits.
So this you are also extending to regular users like for army people who are posted in the borders, high altitudes. That is what you are planning to do. Okay. So how much this technology will cost you if you want to produce this? Okay.
Liquid nitrogen is basic, so for 3 to 6 months we can store the product within. But lyophilizer is mostly years, 3 to 5 years or etc. We just store it.
But if you want to establish a plant, what will be an approximate investment you may need to come out?
Then we have for the container chamber we have to spend 180,000 like this. But if you use an it will be very costly. So we can use it for further procedure.
That is for the cost of raw material. I'm talking about the cost of the entire project. You need to buy a land, you have to set up a factory, you need machineries, you need
No,
people.
sir, we can buy from the outside, like the supermarket stores, and we can preserve the food for a long time.
Okay, so where you are going to locate this factory? Coimbatore, Chennai, or this place? Coimbatore. Okay, right. So from your presentation, I can understand this is just an idea. Yes, you want to convert this idea into a business plan where it can sustain a lot of further research need to be done. Okay, so how much the overall project cost will, where we are going to locate our factory, and how I'm going to distribute these products to different parts. You are planning to not only serve the soldiers but also the
Yes, sir.
regular, household needs also. So how I'm going to set up my, supply chain, distribution, and market potential. Is there any competitors already available? If there is no competitor product, because there will be a lot of resistance among the people to accept a new kind of technology, because they may be afraid of, preservative is being used, kind of that. Okay, so you have to do with a complete plan. So idea is good, but still it requires a lot of further research in terms of technology, in terms of production, in terms of cost, in terms of economic and commercial viability. Then we can decide whether this can be rolled out or not. So ultimately, any ideas, objective is to make money, to generate revenues, kind of that. Okay. So that way, lot of things need to be done. Anyway, all the best.
I thank
I
all the
thank all the
teams
teams
and their
and their
leaders
leaders
who have
who
done
have
really
done
great
really
today.
great today.
And
And
last but
last
not
but
least,
not
I
least,
also
I
thank
also thank the peak performers. Thank you to the panel of juries for their questions and for their advices. Moving on, I ask our mentor to raise his questions.
Well, I hope I am again audible.
Yes, sir, you are.
Yeah. I first of all, I appreciate the efforts taken up by the jury members of encouraging the student groups who have presented. Somewhere around 1, 2, if I count 3, 4, and 5 presentations were there, especially focusing on what is the business opportunities lying ahead in each of. Oh, I'm muted. Hello. I appreciate the efforts put in by the jury members. Thank you. When I look at the presentations being made, as far as solutions are concerned, starting from conquerors, where they have come up with a solution helping disabled people as such. Some of the solutions which our students see across India, pan India, problem statements have been picked up by students, mentors, student groups, and then mooted. And similar problems have been picked up by students of our campuses also. So I may have certain solution suggestions which I would like to put in. As far as Conquerors group being presented a solution for disabled people. Okay. Personally, when I look at the concept, see, my father and later my mother, at some point of time during some medical emergency, they were put up in ventilators. So when they were at ventilators, they were not able to speak. So even though it was for a short period of time, they were at a disabled condition. So the solution which some of the students I found proposing is that by signaling things through hands, if somebody is showing a signal like this way or something like this way, staying disabled, a camera system will pick up the hand signaling and then probably convert into a voice mode or a textual mode. Such a solution I have come across putting mooted and presented by students. Okay. that is one point. Step by step, I may look in. Maybe a presentation by Insight Squad being put up, addressing the transportation logistic approach, which they have presented over there. How smart is their proposal when you compare with the existing Google map? How it is unique, how the proposal stands out. So that one has to look in. Then maybe the presentation by challengers group on nanofiber based aluminum cylinders for oxygen storage. Of course, it's a research based problem. Maybe identifying solutions, the adaptability of the solution, and how effectively it can be implemented. Lot of work has to be put in. That is what my observation, my reading from my end. Looking at Cheers group presented by Gayatri and the team of improving the student attendance in the campus school level. In many of the schools and colleges, educational institutes, there is a management information system already working, functional. Okay, in our system, our campus also, it has got many, probably yours. Coupling it with ERP system, how effectively it can be done. Okay, right? The proposals were such a way that through a barcode or something, one can read the attendance. See, we are looking into developing an application-based solution where taking a snapshot of the student sitting in the class, a camera picture shot, taking it from the face, the students' presence are being recognized, and then it is being recorded. So that is the way with which we are planning to implement things. There have been discussions with my fellow faculty members in the campus. Okay, so rather than a student can scan their identity card with the support of a fellow student. The student may not be present, but the person can give the card to another fellow student and scan the card. So here, taking a photograph of the class once in a period, the face recognition is being done, and then corresponding attendance automatically getting marked in our MIS system is one of the solutions our faculty members, along with the support of the students, we are working on with. Now, Muthulashmi and team, consisting of a team member, Abdul Kalam, remembering our earlier president, your name. See, it was regarding the quality storage of food. Probably at the time of any atrocities or maybe during regular times. How does it stand out by using liquid nitrogen? And the implementation process, it was not that clear to me. Okay, so maybe further thoughts regarding that, how things are getting implemented, one has to look in. But net totality, there were good thought process going on behind the students who came up, student groups, whether it is Conquerors, Insight Squad, Challengers, Peak Performers, and other group members, Cheras group, and so on. They have put in a good thought process was done behind the presentations. That we agree. But one of the concrete observation which I want to present before the coordinators, especially the convener, is that, in fact, I felt that this is the first stage. Okay, when you organize a hackathon, the first stage is where ideas being put in. So these were presentations, something similar to the presentation put up before the honorable jury members. Okay, the second stage comes where a 2-day time period is being given. If students are coming up and mooting an idea of coming up with an app development, within these 2 days in the campus, at the end of 2 days, they should demonstrate the working of this app. So during the hackathon period, they were given platform-specific table, probably in the national level, Smart India Hackathon, within their tables, non-stop functioning of the students will be going on. Probably for a period of 38 hours, no sleep at all. The table should not remain vacant. If students have to take rest, maybe they may take turn of few hours, move out and take rest, but other people will be functioning. And then developing a prototype of the app and deliver it before the jury members that this is what we have come up with, this is the solution, this is the working model, and this is how we plan to implement, this is the business model attached to it. Such an approach I have seen personally functioning in a hackathon, and it inspired me a lot as a mentor to the student groups, and it enabled me to put faith on the generation next. Okay, right? Even though we stand behind them, supporting them as mentors, but they prove their capabilities, they prove their abilities, and we maybe can be called as oldies, even though our experience stand with us. Okay, their energy helped me to put faith in the generation next, our student members, and they can come up with working solutions for the problems being identified. As far as the problems of hackathon, it came out to be 103 hardware based problems, as well as 460 software based problem statements have been worked out. Of course, it is a good initiative from Nehru Mahavidyalaya, with picking up around 5 problems and then coming up with the starting point. But maybe next year when you implement, madam, as well as a request to principal, as well as the jury members, is such a way that the first stage of presentation, which will run at the background, and they come up with solutions for the problems being chosen, and giving them 2 days to work on a table. Okay, specific tables being given to them, sitting around the tables, working out with system. If they are coming up with an app development or some other solutions for the problems, they should be able to demonstrate the solution at the end of this 2-day internal hackathon as a preparatory level to the national level Smart India Hackathon. So this is the observation and a submission which we have to put up before honorable jury members, as well as the management and the teaching fraternity of our campus. Anyway, great efforts by all of you, all student teams, conquerors, inside squad, challengers, cheras, and peak performers. That is a great journey to go ahead. Wish you all the very best. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Highly appreciated all your efforts. Our mentor, professor from Amity University, Raipur. Yes. Raipur. So he appreciated all your efforts putting this. And what is his observations was basically all your ideas were just ideas. Roll up into business plans, kind of that. Maybe this is the starting point of any project, any startup. Right. So we all come with ideas, kind of that. So he appreciated, and probably you can still work on this to take these ideas into next level, like converting into projects or prototypes, and doing some kind of research, whether it is economically feasible, technologically feasible, kind of that. Okay, so that is what he suggested, and you can take this as a starting point. Still, you can work on your ideas, convert it into business plans, and probably if this plan is going to be economically and technologically feasible, then we can definitely get funding from others. Okay. So my observations personally is, see, whenever you are picking up problems to solve, the bigger the problem you take, bigger will be the business. Okay. Smaller the problem you take, smaller will be the business. Right. So if your problem is able to give solution to large number of people, you can generate a lot of money. If your problem is going to give solution to only few people,
and you'll generate less money, kind of that. Okay. So whenever you are looking at, maybe sometimes you want to do, give a solution to the societal problems where the money is not your objective, but that is always appreciated. But if it needs to be done in a business, then you need to generate enough money, kind of that. So you have to be very careful in picking up the problems. So problem, where the problem is bigger and problem which faced by large number of people. So there lies a lot of money. So that is what you always should keep in mind. One thing. Second thing, whenever you are looking at solution to the problem you have identified, your solutions should be unique. Your solution cannot be copied by others. So that solution will always have a long-term sustainability in the market. So if your solution can be easily replicated by others, and probably you will create a lot of competitors on your own, kind of thing. Okay. Third thing, whenever you're trying to find a problem where you want to give a solution, you have to make sure there are no existing alternative solutions to that. If there is a lot of alternative solutions to the particular problem, then you have to it will be difficult for you to get into and launch, pitch your products or something like that. Like so, you have to find whether market research you have to do it, whether you have competitions already or you want to get into a market where there is already players there. So that will be a difficult task. Okay, and finally, all these ideas has to be converted into a business plan. So some is very technically, like that, using nanotechnology for manufacturing. What is that? Cylinders. Okay, this involves high technology, and to what extent technically it is feasible, that you have to do it. But for now, I mean, other product like packed foods, for doing that also involves a lot of technology that needs to be done. I mean, you need to do a lot of research, whether it is technically feasible or kind of that. Okay. So, in nutshell, I appreciate all your ideas. All ideas are good. There is no like bad idea, good idea. But the only thing which is important, whether your idea is going to give you a lot of money or less money, whether your idea can be implemented or not implemented. So that is where we have to be very careful. Okay, that is where we have to look into the next level of these projects. Okay, so wish you all the very best, and I hope you will be able to work on this, and probably a lot of ideas can come if you continuously work with your mentors, kind of that. He also came up with some kind of suggestions, because some team came up with smart attendance. Chair us, no? Okay, so probably the world is moving towards next level using artificial intelligence. So where there will be cameras, and the cameras will automatically recognize. So there is no need for barcoding or kind of that. So when a person enters, it automatically recognizes your face and attendance will be marked. Automatically an SMS will be sent to your parents, kind of that. So that application will have large users. Okay, so where you reduce the cost of smart, what is that, IDs. So you are try to giving a cost-effective solution to the end users. So that way you have to think. Okay, so with these small observations, I wish you all the best. Please work on your ideas, and probably who knows, some of your ideas may become a business. Okay. Big thanks to you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I thank all the participants, and I also thank the panel of juries for your time. Now I call upon Mrs. Mrs. Radha to give the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Supra. Good morning to all. On behalf of IIC, SNME College of Arts and Science, I would like to express my gratitude to all esteemed delegates of the Smart India Hackathon 2022 for their presence and contribution to make this event a great success. I extend my gratitude to Dr. Roshan Matthew, Professor, Department of Physics, Amity University, Raipur, Chhattisgarh, for gracing this occasion in spite of his busy schedule. Thank you, sir. I also express my heartfelt thanks to our respected principal, Dr. B. Subramani, for providing immense support to make this event a grand success. Thank you, sir. I would like to extend my thanks to Ms. S. Selvajayanti, IIC convener, for her contribution towards the event. Thank you, madam. A special thanks to jury members, Dr. K. Muthukumar, Director Management Studies, SNV College of Management, Dr. G. Gabriel Prabhu, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, SNMD CAS, Dr. P. Indumadi, Assistant Professor, Department of Chemistry, SNMD CAS, Dr. D. Arun Kumar, Assistant Professor, Department of Biotechnology, SNMD CAS, and Dr. G. Abel Tangaraj, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science, SNMD CAS, for their support to make this event successful. Thank you, everyone. And I extend my thanks to the organizing IAC team members, student participants, student volunteers, and technical staff for their support. Once again, I thank you all.